The Chippewa County Sheriff's Office responded to a snowmobile accident in Paradise. 43-year-old Eric Parrish of Lincoln, Michigan failed to turn a corner and ran into trees and tree stumps. Parrish died due to his severe injuries. The second accident that happened near Paradise involved a driver who was suffering through extensive injuries. The driver was rushed to the Newberry Helen Joy Hospital for treatment. Speed was believed to be a big factor in both accidents. The Iron Mountain Police and Fire Department were called to a two-person car accident early Saturday evening on Hydraulic Falls Road, where an SUV crossed the road and struck a car head-on. Both of the male drivers were taken to the Dickinson County Hospital for what is said to be non-life-threatening injuries. One of the drivers were trapped and had to be removed from the vehicle. The Michigan State Police assisted the Iron Mountain Police Department on the scene, and the accident is still under investigation.
A man from Marquette has been arrested for illegal growth hormones. 24-year-old Tyler Paquette is being charged with possessing a non-narcotic controlled substance. He was first arrested last week by Marquette police when they were responding to a disturbance complaint at Center Street. The man is out of jail after paying 10% of a $10,000 bail. He's set to appear in court for a preliminary hearing on February 8th. 5 organizations will be receiving federally funded grants to preserve Michigan history. The Save Michigan History grants will help small nonprofit organizations uncover hidden state collections and improve research. The total funds came up to $7,500 and are being shared equally by the 5 groups. Some of the work expected includes organizing historical records, fragile objects, and making more available online.
If you are in Washtenaw County and want to help out Flint families through the water crisis, today is a good day to make that move. A group of community partners along with local school districts are collecting bottles of water from 3 to 5 p.m. on Monday, January 25th. The drop-off locations are Ann Arbor, Saline, Milan, Dexter, Ypsilanti, and Pittsfield Township. The coalition of partners have raised over $10,000 from 200-plus people, exceeding their $6,000 goal and counting. A January thaw is sweeping through most of Michigan. The thaw will start today and last until February 3rd. Northern Lower Michigan and parts of the Upper Peninsula can see several days of temperatures above freezing. As for now, the UP can see just 2 to 5 inches of snow just for this week. And after the break, we will have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Next time on Finding Your Roots, they are among the funniest men in show business. Jimmy Kimmel.
What a face that is. It's more Muppet than human.
Bill Hader.
That's crazy. He looks like my dad.
And Norman Lear.
I'm astounded.
How far back do their families go?
You're looking at your 40th great-grandfather.
On the next Finding Your Roots.
Watch Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern.
And welcome back. More than 1,800 flights have already been delayed or canceled because of the massive weekend blizzard. However, during the worst of the storm, around 3,000 flights didn't take off on Friday alone. Some of the nation's busiest cities like Washington, D.C. and New York City were hit the hardest. And now many airports must deal with cleaning up those massive piles of snow. An even greater tragedy were the 31 people who died from the storm, mostly from car accidents and from heart attacks while trying to shovel up that snow. And police on Saturday charged a 17-year-old boy with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 7 counts of attempted murder in a mass shooting at a school and home in a remote Aboriginal community in Western Canada. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti has more details.
Residents of La Lâche are doing something they've never done before, mourning a mass shooting. The remote Aboriginal community of 2,600 has long been known for its rampant drug abuse and long-standing poverty. Until now, the town has remained immune to American-style gun violence. On Friday, scenes once thought foreign shattered the already fragile town. It began at this house around noon. Police say the 17-year-old attacker, whose name is being withheld, shot open the front door and killed 2 teenage brothers. Don Herman is their uncle.
It's hard. It's hard for me to talk about this right now. It's hard.
The violence continued at the suspect's local high school, where he shot through the front door and opened fire. 7 people were injured, 2 killed. Canadian media identified 35-year-old teacher Adam Wood and 21-year-old educational assistant Marie Janvier as the 2 victims. Kalisha Janvier is Marie's cousin.
She was so happy. I seen her smile. I walked past her and said hi. That was the last time.
Police arrested the gunman at the school. Classmates described him as a silent guy who usually kept to himself. It's still unclear what fueled his attack. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, London.
A magnitude 7.1 quake hit Alaska, shaking the nerves of residents. 4 homes were lost to fire or explosions due to the earthquake, but there have been no injuries reported. Alaska state seismologist Michael West called Sunday's early morning quake the strongest in the state's south-central region in decades. The earthquake struck at 1:30 in the morning, Alaska time, and centered 53 miles west of Anchor Point in the Kenai Peninsula. And a manhunt is underway in Southern California for 3 inmates who escaped from a Santa Ana prison. The men used cutting tools and bed sheets to break out of the maximum security facility. CBS's Danielle Nottingham has latest from outside the Orange County Central Men's Jail.
Investigators say this grainy surveillance video shows the 3 men on an unguarded area of the roof of the Orange County Central Men's Jail shortly after a 5 a.m. Friday security check. From there, they were able to rappel down nearly 5 floors to their escape.
It appears to be a very sophisticated operation where they were allowed to go through some security access points and had some tools that allowed them to do that.
Jail officials say the inmates cut their way through a steel screen inside their dormitory-style cell and made their way into plumbing tunnels. From there, the men bypassed 3 security areas and gained access to the jail's roof and used a makeshift rope braided with linens to reach the ground. The 3 men were in county custody facing charges for serious crimes. 20-year-old Jonathan Tu was held on $1 million bail for charges including murder. 37-year-old Hossein Nieri was held without bail, charged with kidnapping, torture, and burglary. 43-year-old Bok Dung faces charges of attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and being an ex-felon in possession of a firearm. This is the first escape from this jail in more than 2 decades.
Escapes do occur from time to time. People in jail have a lot of time to sit around and think about ways to defeat our systems.
Investigators don't know what tools the inmates used, how they got the tools, or whether they had any help. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Santa Ana, California.
The United Nations has lowered their expectations before beginning talks to hopefully end Syria's civil war. Representatives from Syria's government and opposition leaders will come together starting Friday for the talks. The talks are expected to be a 6-month process, but tensions involving countries such as Russia and Turkey have hindered negotiations. The nearly 5-year war has cost more than 250,000 lives and has forced millions to flee from their homes. The UN has stressed the talk will focus mostly on a majority of what the Syrian people actually want. And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
When you walked in a mine, you never knew whether or not you would walk out again.
In the coal mines of West Virginia, the desire for dignity ran deep.
What these people were fighting for was the rights that they thought their government had guaranteed them.
Small people going up against very big forces for a better nation.
The Mine Wars on American Experience.
Join us Tuesday evening at 9.
And welcome back to your Public Eye News. My name's Dane Wormlinger with your local weather. As you can see behind me in the Academic Mall, it's a pretty snowy day, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. Right now in Marquette, the weather's at about 31 degrees with cloudy skies, with winds south at 4 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is falling at 29.76 inches. Looking into tonight, you can expect a cloudy evening with a low of 27 degrees, and winds northwest at about 11 miles per hour. And into tomorrow, a cloudy day with a high of 29 degrees and winds northwest at 16 miles per hour. Taking a look around the UP right now, in Sault Ste. Marie, it's 30 degrees with cloudy skies, 31 degrees in Manistee, in Escanaba 31 degrees, and 31 degrees with cloudy skies as well for Menominee. Up in Iron Mountain, it's 26 degrees, in Ironwood 27, and up north in Houghton, it's 29 degrees with cloudy skies. Back here in Marquette, it's 31. Let's take a look at your week ahead. On Wednesday, you can expect a high of 27 degrees, a low of 24 degrees, and snowy skies. On Thursday, a high of 31 degrees, a low of 17 degrees, and snowy skies. And on Friday, a high of 25 degrees, a low of 22 degrees, and snowy skies. Well, Dan, the East Coast is getting hit with a lot of snow. I heard the Carolina Panthers had a fun day.
Oh, yeah, they got to play out in the snow, and yeah, I could say when you win, you have a good time playing in the snow, right, Dane?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is set, and the strangest season of number 18's Hall of Fame crew will play itself out all the way to the last game. Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos are heading to the Super Bowl thanks to his efficient offense and a big play defense that saved a 20-18 victory over Tom Brady and the New England Patriots on Sunday. His 17 for 32 passing performance was not vintage Manning, however. In the NFC Championship, the divide between teams was much more evident. The Carolina Panthers, led by quarterback Cam Newton, stopped the Arizona Cardinals 49-15 to earn their spot in Super Bowl 50. Newton threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for 2 others, and Carolina's big play defense stifled Arizona's top-ranked offense. While winning at home has proved difficult lately, the Detroit Red Wings haven't experienced too many issues earning victories on the road, with Peter Mrazek playing a prominent role. The Red Wings haven't fared as well in most of these recent visits to New York, but they will try to change their luck in their first trip to Brooklyn tonight. Detroit showed a little more spark offensively in 2 games this weekend, scoring 3 goals in each after averaging 1.8 in its previous 11 contests. The Red Wings used one of those performances for a 3-0 win in Buffalo on Friday, but fell 4-3 to visiting Anaheim on Saturday. New York has earned points by outscoring opponents 9-0 in the third period. Puck drops tonight at 7 o'clock in the Barclays Center. And the best regular season matchup in NBA history takes place Monday night when the 38-6 San Antonio Spurs visit the 40-4 Golden State Warriors. Their combined winning percentage of .886 is the highest by 2 teams at least 40 games into the season in NBA history. Steph Curry enters Monday leading the NBA in scoring with 30.1 points per game, and he'll have Draymond Green to back him up with his 8 triple-doubles on the season. The Spurs have already set a franchise single-season record with 12 wins by 25 or more points this season, and San Antonio is holding opponents to an NBA low 89.8 points per game this season. Without the help of Tim Duncan tonight, however, the burden of stopping the Warriors will fall on Kawhi Leonard. Well, Amr, the Warriors are still chasing that 72-10 95 Bulls record, which Steve Kerr was actually a part of. But I hear we have a Texas man who is chasing a little bit of something different.
That's very true, Dan, and we need more guys like him up north.
Yes, we do.
While many were not too happy about the snow blizzard, a Texan didn't seem to mind it. A self-declared weather nerd traveled from Texas to New York simply to witness the snowstorm. Him and his wife could be seen playing in the snow and walking around Park Avenue during the middle of the blizzard. And a U.S. Figure Skating Championships match made the people of St. Paul, Minnesota not too happy. During a live event, they accidentally showed a historic landmark from St. Paul's twin city of Minneapolis. The mayor of St. Paul was the first to notice and voiced his annoyance on Twitter. Wouldn't that upset you if they suddenly showed the Superior Dome in a Houghton hockey game or something?
It would a little bit. We're NMU. We're not Michigan Tech.
That's true. We got the largest wooden dome?
Second largest. We lose to Japan, in the world at least.
Really?
We still have the largest one in America, though.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for Public Eye News. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.